Hey guys, it's Win Sports Props. I'm back for another year of football. You may know me from last year. I was Win Fantasy Football on TikTok. I built a pretty large following. The only problem is TikTok kind of got on my ass about sports betting. Once the fantasy football season was over, I moved over to betting and the algorithm didn't like it, I guess. So I wanted to do this year, do some sports betting. I do sell picks. I sell them on Winible.com. I'll post all the information in the description or on the screen when I edit this video. But I'm going to be selling two different packages this year. One's going to be just betting the sides and betting the totals. And then I'm going to have another package where I'm selling prop picks. A lot of different states have different rules on what they can bet. And so I'm going to give you a couple options. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to offer a lot of promotions. So like if you buy one of the package, you get the other one free or stuff like that as I try to ramp up subscribers for this upcoming season. But the first game I want to go over this year to kick it off, I'm going to go over the Rams-Chargers game. This game I probably like the most out of all of them. I'm still going through the games, but I wanted to get this pick out pretty early because I like it and I like the line. So, Chargers Rams, top things to know. For the Rams, Stafford and Garoppolo are both sitting out. Just like last preseason game, it's going to be 100% Stetson Bennett. Sean McVay will be coaching from the booth. The passing game coordinator and assistant coach Aubrey Pleasant is going to take over the on-field head coaching duties. And then you should also know that last week, in week 1 of preseason, Rams played the Cowboys. Stetson Bennett had 4 interceptions in that game. Even though he had 4 interceptions, they still won the game, and they only forced 1 turnover. So for the Chargers, you need to know that their QBs are going to be Luis Perez, Max Duggan, who you probably know from TCU, and then Easton Stick, who will be starting the game. They will rest most of their starters, but there's some rumors that Khalil Mack and Bosa could play a couple drives. Chargers are, of course, supposed to be a running team this year, but Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins are both out. As far as coaching goes, Sean McVay is 10-11 in preseason games. Jim is 10-6. But out of that 10-6, he's 9-3 in week 3 and 4. So week 3 and 4, obviously, you're playing more starters. You don't have as many backups. So he's pretty much a coin flip on these, week 2 preseason games that he's playing with backups. So I might have said this already, but Chargers are 2.5-point favorites, and the total is 33.5. So low total. So first thing I like here is that Stetson Bennett had 4 interceptions last game. That honestly probably won't happen again. It's kind of, a tip for you guys when you're betting. If someone has a lot of interceptions that whole week, they're hammered about, not making mistakes. They don't want to do that again. Usually if someone has 3-4 turnovers, you can expect that they won't have a lot of turnovers in the next game. And then other than those interceptions, he had a pretty good game. You can see here he had 224 yards on about 38 pass attempts. So only 14 incompletions. 4 of those were obviously turnovers, but he moved the ball. So I want to go over that a little bit. Let's go to the play-by-play. Let's collapse all of these. So you can see first drive, 12 plays, field goal. Next drive, interception. But then after that, 14 plays, 76 yards. In this first drive, he got to like the 9-yard line, I believe it is. Got to the 9-yard line. This next drive, he got to the 20-yard line. This interception, it was still a 12-play drive. It was a productive drive. But, it was like an end of the half, interception. So, not blaming him too much for that one. And then, 6 plays, punt, interception, bad. You don't want to intercept on your first play of the game or first play of the drive. Next, punt, another interception, and then he has a game-winning touchdown drive. So, what I like about that is he moved the ball a lot. He got the ball down the field a lot. He just made some mistakes. They're probably going to clean up some red zone things. So this also tells me that the Rams defense is pretty solid. Let's go back to the box score. Trey Lance, obviously a very capable quarterback. He only had 188 yards on 41 attempts. If you're throwing the ball 41 times, most QBs get like 300 to 50 yards with that. He got 188. Didn't even break 200. The non QBs that were running the ball for the Cowboys only had 49 yards on 17 attempts. They had 0 touchdowns the whole game. Nobody had a touchdown in the whole game. All of their scoring was 4 field goals. So that tells me a lot about the Rams defense. I like them a lot for that reason, and then we'll talk about them a little more when we talk about the Chargers. So for the Chargers games, they don't look promising in the run game or the passing game with these players out there. If you just look at running backs, they had 50 yards on 15 attempts. If you take out the 116-yard run, they had 34 yards in 14 attempts. And if you say, let me move this. If you say you can't just take out the longest yardage, I get that. There's gonna be long yardage gains in this game too, but what that tells me is they're only getting 2 to 3. Without that breakout run, they're only getting 2 to 3 yards per rush. That means they're looking at 2nd and 8 a lot. They're looking at 3rd and 7s. If they get sacked and they run they're looking at 2nd and 10s, and they're not really getting into this short yardage downage to get a first down. So I don't like anything about them. Then literally, if you look at their quarterbacks, not a single one did good. No, nobody got 50% except for maybe, obviously Duggan did, but barely. He barely played. Easton Stick was a starter. He was their worst quarterback. So I don't like anything about the Chargers. On the defensive side for the Chargers, they allowed 157 yards running. Meanwhile, if you go look at the Rams did pretty good. They had 101 yards, not a lot of QB yardage, so this is all pure running back plays. 101 yards, pretty consistent. Boston Scott did a good job this game. So if Rams had a success against the Cowboys, Chargers didn't have very good success against Seattle. I mean, none of these guys are stud running backs. They're pretty basic. Kenny McIntosh, Kobe Lloyd, who are those people? So that's what I like. That's pretty much all I got. I don't see anything that I like about the Chargers, at least with this backup group. The only thing that would scare me is, Duggan I think is pretty good. We'll see how he does against the Rams, but I'm taking Rams plus 2.5 in this game all day. I don't think they should be the underdog at all. There's really no home field advantage either. If you want to be sneaky with it, you can wait for the first quarter. Khalil Mack and Bosa may play. I'd imagine it's only for 1 or 2 drives, like I had mentioned. But once they're out, you can take the Rams live. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play Rams plus 2.5. And if Chargers do end up scoring first, then I'll bet Rams live. I'll double down. So that's my pick. Be sure to subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to be giving little special promo codes for my picks this year. And I'll see you in the next game. I'll probably post 3 or 4 videos this week, or for this weekend of preseason game. So see you there.